I wanted to start with some news at IU Kokomo. Hear about a new leadership change, although the interim chancellor now, President McRobbie, has named her as chancellor, I believe, Sciame-Giesecke. Is this good news for Kokomo as well?
It's great news for Kokomo. Sue has a long history here, has been at the campus for a long time, has worked her way up. She has really been working on making the campus a huge part of the community in so many different ways. We've cooperated on a new gym for Indiana University Kokomo athletics. She's been at the forefront of recruitment of regional athletes in the Midwest to come to the campus, and obviously adding various programs. So beyond just those things at the campus, she also is involved in our economic development issues, and as I said, serves on a couple of the not-for-profit boards.
The legislative session finally wrapped up. Anything that sticks out to you in terms of maybe your biggest disappointment or your biggest, what you think, success that they've done this session?
Most of it I would have to put in the disappointment category. I think the business personal property tax issue, I think the Indiana Association of Counties, the school superintendents, Indiana Association of Cities and Towns, and other groups did a good job, and I think the press did a great job throughout the state of explaining this in much more detail than some people probably would have liked to have been done. And so I think people understood the average citizen, average Hoosier here in the state, really knew that this business personal property tax cut that was being proposed was going to benefit a few large, extremely large multinational corporations, and those shifts would go back to local property owners and small businesses and small farmers. And so there was a really good coalition that reduced the impact on local communities and really helped stop that as much as we could do. What did pass, the pieces that did pass, our association and I don't support, and that was the competitiveness now we'll go county by county to determine some of these tax breaks. We try to work on regional collaboration and cooperation, and pitting county versus county on how this, which tax cuts will take place. We don't think that's a good idea.
You helped reopen a grand opening for the JCPenney here in
Yeah.
Kokomo that was, I would gather, was
It was
severely damaged during the
damaged.
November tornadoes.
Yes.
Good news.
Good news. And if you know your way through Kokomo, Hoffer Street near the 931 highway, that area it's a business corridor, and there was a lot of damage back in the fall when the tornadoes hit. So we've had a couple. Key Bank reopened about a month ago. JCPenney just here in the last week. Substantial damage to their store, but they reinvested and reopened. And then if you go along there now, you'll see various construction projects finally underway. I think a lot of the businesses wanted to get some work done over the winter, but it's just been a little too harsh.
Are you still hearing from any residents that are needing help in rebuilding?
We still have some residents that are dealing with their insurance companies and have not quite reached a final settlement, and we're trying to be as patient as we can, and if we can help facilitate that to reach some sort of resolution, we want to do so. We want everyone back as much as they can back to some sort of normalcy in their lives.
It's fun to come here a month later and see the progress of the parking garage right next door. How's the progress coming along?
It's going up very quickly. It's interesting. The Kokomo has no parking garages. This is something we've talked about for a few years. Going up, it will have 400 spaces, 100 on each level, and then 33 apartments, private development above that. And so I think they're looking at having it completed by the end of June. So that at least the parking element, and then the housing can begin sometime in that time frame, and maybe by the end of the year have it completed. And we have quite a few projects going on in our urban area, and some of them are reconstruction and redevelopments, and then others are new projects such as the parking garage.